Jordan!
Ian.
Who was feeling a little peckish, so decided to bake themselves a cake, but got so hungry that they just couldn't wait any longer, so pulled it out halfway through, scoffed a lot, and died of half-baked cake poisoning.
John Travolta?
No. Guys, what? Hello and welcome to episode 119 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I love half-baked stuff so much that I've even done it to my script this week, whereas this guy bakes to perfection. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm the perfect level of doneness.
Oh yeah?
Like you could call it baked to perfection.
Was that 3 hours at 180 or something like that?
I can't tell you. I mean, that is a trade secret.
Oh, well.
I would have to kill you.
I mean, I thought we were friends, bit mean, but, you know, whatever.
Well, I mean, you know, when it comes to secrets as such, it just can't be let out.
Well, you know what? My wife's a chef, so I'll just ask her.
Please don't.
Oh, I'm gonna.
That's my one weakness.
On the subject of secrets, right?
Right.
I had a weird thought this week.
Okay.
So I was thinking to myself, right, it's like through history, things like secret societies, organizations, corporations, stuff like that, they're all just a group of people who got together and gave themselves rules, right?
I suppose so.
So, like, no one human has more power over another human. Like, everyone is equal, yeah?
Yes.
But when it came to things like the police, for example, you know, they came together, they gave themselves a bit of power that they had that they could use against people who were doing wrong. Like, one person doesn't have any more power than I do as a human, but them as a corporation, they can do things like make the hard decisions as to who can do things like serve time in prison, you know? So things like that.
Got you. They can dictate what happens to someone's life.
Yeah, and that power is given to them because they've gotten together and gone, you know what, someone needs to have this power, let it be us, we'll give ourselves these rules and regulations, we'll abide by those for the betterment of humankind. So I was thinking to myself, we, as a podcast, could just start our own secret society.
Okay, yeah.
We could have, like, our own handshake, and we could have, like, rules, like, you know, like, Friday is vodka day, you know, and you're only allowed to drink vodka and stuff like that. And I thought, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And then I realised that another podcast that I listen to fairly religiously have already done that.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you would think if you listen to it fairly religiously, you would know that.
Precisely. Yeah. I thought, oh, that's a really good idea, yeah. We could change our Facebook group to that. We could call ourselves Two Guys What's Up Secret Society. And then I remembered that's exactly what this Paranormal Life do. So
Nice.
I thought, fuck. Probably best not to do that then.
I mean, it's not to say that we can't do it. We could have the unsecret secret society.
I think that's generally their joke.
Ah.
They're like, don't tell anyone though, but, you know, go over to the Facebook Secret Society, but don't tell anyone. Yes, we have no stance, mate. We've got no leg in it at all.
Can we not form a rising up against them? Take them down?
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, there's billions of them.
Ah.
And only like
2 of us.
20 of us.
Oh,
So.
okay.
Yeah.
There's only me and you. So.
Yeah.
And actually, that's on a hinge. So.
yeah. You are on thin ice, yeah.
Interesting idea. I wondered where you were going with that. I thought you wanted to dictate and create your whole new law for yourself. You know, it's like Friday's vodka day,
Yep.
as is Monday through Thursday.
Of course.
And Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, can't forget the weekend.
I thought you would create your own things that could cause large-scale mass hysteria.
Oh, so you thought I was going like sort of Aleister Crowley way.
Yeah, I thought you were going like global.
I mean, it might go that way in the end, had it come to fruition, but it's not. It's dead in the water now, so let's just move on. Sorry I even brought it up.
Okay, thanks for bringing it up. I must say, I really hope we get through today's recording because you just told me a moment ago that your MacBook feels like it's on its last legs.
It definitely does feel that way. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of error messages recently and my computer just shutting down for no reason and restarting.
How old is it now?
6 years?
I mean, that's not old really, is it, for a MacBook?
Couldn't tell you. This is only the second one I've ever owned. The first one was through uni and was unfortunately battered a little bit. It took a few bumps. But this one it's done me very well.
Okay.
And you know what the fucking most annoying thing though is? I don't know if it's maybe just myself
Probably.
wishful thinking.
Oh.
But when I came to buy this Mac, I was in Argos, in our local town, and I saw MacBook Intel, and then next to it was MacBook M1. And I was like, M1, what the f*** does that mean? I don't know, but it's like £50 more expensive. It's not in stock. This one, the Intel one, is in stock, and I'll just get that. Why not?
Right.
Bought that, got home, and then you were like, where? I've just got myself a brand new M1...
iMac.
Yeah, the iMac, the desktop version. I was like, what does that M1 mean? And you were like, nothing much. Just said it's super fucking fast and awesome at everything. Don't want to go for that Intel shit anymore.
It's the replacement for that shit Intel.
Yeah, I was like, no! I was so angry that I could have just held out another day or something and got the M1 and probably been happy to this day. Not that I'm not. This Mac has done me very well for what I can use it for.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, things could have been faster and could have had a lot more scope when it comes to editing and things like that. But, it is what it is. And now I just desperately want an M something MacBook. So maybe that is in the pipeline.
I mean, potentially it might have to be by the sounds of it.
Yeah, otherwise I'm just going to come to yours every morning to record.
Well, you were telling me just now that as you went to turn it on, it basically restarted itself, said that there was an error issue.
Yep.
When you came to log in onto your admin account, it just shut off again or something.
It did indeed, yep.
Oh dear.
Done it a few times now.
So hopefully that doesn't happen as we record.
Fingers fucking crossed, pal. I mean, it's working all right at the moment. There's only a couple weird squiggles on the screen, and it's just glitching a little bit, but we should be fine.
Oh, right, yeah.
The sound wave is moving, and that's what I like to see.
Even when you're not speaking, got you. Even when nothing is happening.
That's normal, isn't it?
Yeah. I think what did it is when I came over to yours last week and had a bit of a jam.
You're like, Intel piece of shit. Stood on it.
I said, you're fucking shit compared to the M1.
Just made it cry.
It did, yeah.
So tears have gotten into its electronics.
Yeah, we ended up having a lovely jam together.
We did. Yes, we did.
I was playing guitar, you were playing drums simultaneously. We were trying to record it onto your Mac. And it kept having processing clicks and pops.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just two inputs. There was your MIDI drums and there was my guitar, and it still couldn't handle that. And I thought, oh dear.
Yeah, it was having a hard time.
It really was. And then I sort of ended up pushing it, and we laid up about 12 vocal harmonies on top of it. and about 10 other tracks with different keys and organs and stuff.
Tell you what, just for the sake of funsies, we should totally put that song at the end of this episode.
Okay. I should say it's not at all finished, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, why not? It's hilarious. And you'll listen to about 3 bars of it, or maybe like 10 seconds of it, and you'll be like, this is a bit repetitive. But I will say, just you wait, because there is a delicious little bit in there.
Absolutely.
And you'll be like, oh, yeah. And then it'll go right back to the other bit, and you'll be like, oh.
It was just because I was fiddling about, not even recording at that point. And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, but it sounds like a kid's TV show.
It does, yeah.
So, I thought that seems appropriate because everything we speak about is absolutely
Fairly
for kids.
childish.
Kids TV.
Smash him. Yeah, so please let us know what you think of that horrible song. And I dare say when it's finished, it'll be up on the Two Guys What's Up jukebox.
I hope so. We'll find out.
I'm sure it will. It'll find its way there, I'm sure, anyway.
Absolutely.
So, Jordan, what have you got coming up for us today?
Well, today, it was inspired by something that I found online. And it was that apparently a Dutch supermarket introduced a slow checkout that was for lonely elderly people. So those people who want to have a bit of a long chat.
Okay.
And it said that the move has proven so successful that they've installed checkouts in 200 of their stores. They've also added a chat corner where locals could meet for a cup of coffee and have a chat and so on.
Isn't that called a cafe?
I guess so. But I thought that's a really lovely idea because over here we're so like, oh, why is the queue so long? What are they playing at?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was just a really nice thing. So it got me thinking about supermarkets, and it turns out, this is like the weirdest segue ever.
Can't wait.
But it got me thinking about supermarkets, and it turns out that there is a Facebook group that's called Overheard in Waitrose.
Okay.
So for those that aren't familiar or not from the UK, Waitrose is a supermarket chain, and it's one that's considered rather upper class, darling.
High society.
Yes. So some of the posts I think are fucking great, and that is what I'll be going into today.
Brilliant, right? I can't wait to hear that. Sounds hilarious.
So with that said, what have you got for us today?
Well, Jordan, while I normally love your trousers on the floor, today it is time to buckle up because I've got a spooky bit of folklore for you, specifically banshees.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Aye.
Banshees.
The infamous Irish wailing women who apparently have nothing better to do than scream at people before they die.
I don't think that's true, Ian.
I know the story, mate.
Oh, no.
And I can tell you that's definitely true.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm excited.
Shall we just jump into that then?
I'm ready to wail like a banshee.
Let's wail this bitch! So, Jordan. Banshees are iconic figures in Irish folklore, best known for their ear-piercing wails that supposedly signal impending death. But beyond the screaming ghost woman reputation, where did they actually come from? It's a question, Jordan.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was rhetorical.
It might have been.
I don't know why you're asking me, because I don't know anything.
Well, I sent you my script. I was just hoping you were going to have a little scan through and give me all the answers so I could just do nothing.
It's a good job you asked, Ian, because their origins stretch back centuries, deeply embedded in Celtic mythology.
Mate, if you're going to read it, get it right.
Sorry.
For God's sake, I am sick of this.
Is it Celtic?
No, it's Celtic.
Well, I thought I did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, well, we'll listen back in the edit. There's a little bit of it Celtic.
Oh, was there? It was probably a MacBook.
Maybe. You are connected to my iPad. It's all Apple, though.
Sorry, no, continue.
Okie dokie. So, Jordan, as you said, their origins stretch back centuries, deeply embedded in Celtic mythology. Traditionally, a banshee is a female spirit that is tied to a particular family, usually one of noble blood, like families of high status or aristocratical lineage. I can't say that word.
Get it right, Ian.
It's my script. I can do what I want. Can you read that word for me? I can't say it. It's one of them words.
Aristocratic.
Thank you, lineage. And this family creeper likes to show up when death is near. It's basically like having a really dramatic, supernatural family member who only calls when something terrible's about to happen.
Okay, fair enough.
Which, yeah, it's fair enough. And I didn't actually know that, that they were specifically tied to families. I thought, they just appear to anyone kind of thing. But, that's what research does for you. You learn.
Absolutely. And also, you've just taken me back because this is really not in any relation to Banshees, but have you ever seen the film The Aristocrats?
I have not. No, actually, funny story. When I was at boarding school, when I was younger, I used to go and stay at my uncle's house because my parents were in a separate country.
Right.
And I remember being bored, right, and looking at the row of VHSs above my bed in his house. And I always saw that, Aristocats. And I just thought, I just can't be bothered with it. It looks shit. So I never watched it.
Aristocats?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about aristocrats.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Wires crossed. Calm down, everyone. It's fine. I thought you were talking about the Aristocats, the Disney movie. I think it's Disney.
No, not. Oh, crikey, no, this is not Disney.
Oh, God.
This is about the furthest away from it.
Well, it sounds great, mate. Tell me more.
Basically, it's a film. It's almost a documentary, really, amongst many comedians. And the idea is that these people involved each try and tell a short story that is the world's funniest and dirtiest joke that you've never heard before.
God, no, this sounds right up my alley. Why have I never heard this?
It is amazing. And it just took me back then when you were talking about the Aristocrats and... yeah, that is absolutely something you should check out, or anybody else. It's from 2005.
Oh, wow.
And it's brilliant.
Link me, bro.
I believe it was produced by Penn and Teller.
Oh, nice.
If I remember right.
Love them guys.
So there's a lot of their friends that are magicians and comedians on it. It's great.
Perfect. Can't wait for that then. Cheers for the tip.
Anyway, sorry.
So the word banshee comes from the... Right. 1 minute, right? There's a lot of words in this section, right, that I can't read. So just bear with me.
I'll help you. I'm here.
Thanks, buddy. Just bear with me, okay? I've written it out so that I can just sort of do it.
Banshee.
See, I don't know if that's how it's actually pronounced.
Oh.
When I asked Google, it just said city, but we'll get there. Right? Okay. So the word banshee, apparently it comes from the Irish word bean city, which is how it looks. But, I knew a girl once with the name Neve, but her name was spelled Niemph. Right, so I'm probably saying this wrong.
It's almost like, as well, Siobhan, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely. And Robert.
Joe.
But apparently this word does say Banshee, which translates to fairy woman.
Okay.
So the Sidhe bit of it refers to ancient burial mounds, aka supernatural realms in Irish mythology, meaning banshees are essentially fairies, but the unsettling grief-stricken kind, not the fun sparkly ones.
Okay. And I'm pretty certain you said iris.
Maybe. I don't know.
Get it right here.
I told you, it's my script. I'll do what I want.
All right.
Watch this. They're linked to something. Bananas. There you go.
See, the thing is, no one knows that because I'm the only one reading it and realising it's different.
Yeah, but I dare say that I probably didn't write that. So that's
I dare say
obviously
you probably did.
just half fallen
Let's be
asleep.
honest.
Yeah, you're right. Bit of vodka got on my phone.
It did. It was a Friday.
Okay, right, you're that Irish, okay? Sorry. Thanks for picking me up on that, Jordan.
Can you say Irish wristwatch?
What?
Can you say Irish wristwatch 3 times fast?
I can certainly try if you'd like me to.
Go on.
Irish wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Irish wristwatch.
That's really good.
Thanks.
I'm very impressed.
Showed you, didn't it?
It did. Now I'm shot down. Sorry, I do a lot of interrupting. I apologise.
It's fine, I love it. Because this story
It's shit.
is pretty dry.
Okay.
So, burn as much as you can.
All right.
So, apparently they are linked to something that I can't read, but is apparently pronounced, now bear with me, the Tua De Danann.
Okay.
So, the Tuaha part of that means tribe or people. The De means of the gods, or the Danu, and the Danann, or the Danann, refers to the goddess Danu.
Okay.
These people were a legendary race of godlike people who, after being defeated, went full introvert, reverting to the other world, hiding inside Ireland's hills, but the Banshees stuck around to provide an unsolicited soundtrack of sorrow.
And also their soundtrack is Danann.
Mate, every time I read that when I was going through my script, that's all I could hear myself. And here's something that might actually surprise you. Banshees aren't actually evil.
Oh.
They don't just kill anyone, they just let you know that death is coming. Like a spectral version of a doctor who, instead of showing up with a chart with your test results, they pay you a home visit and scream at you through the window using their supernatural signature move known as keening, which is a ghostly, mournful cry akin to a tragic spoiler alert for your own life.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, at that point, you'd just wrap yourself up in cotton wool, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right.
You'd probably cut off your airways and die.
Yeah. This is it. This is how I go.
It's Final Destination.
You've touched on something a little bit there, right? So, I was thinking to myself all the way through writing this, if you were to hear a banshee scream and you're one of these families,
Yeah.
would you then change fate by not doing the thing you were going to do the next day, or would you just die anyway? Would you changing your plans be the cause of your death?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any way to change the fate?
Yeah, because you could be planning a trip and then you could think, oh, I'm not going. I'm going to stay at home.
Yeah.
But then you slip in the shower.
Precisely, yeah. So I'll just stay home with my collection of knives,
Yeah, exactly.
polish them all instead.
I mean, who's to say that you could just have an aneurysm, that's it?
Exactly, yeah. So is there any way to change it?
I guess not. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Fair enough. So quickly, just on the point of the keening, originally the Banshees' cries mirrored real-life Irish mourning practices. Women used to wail at funerals, a tradition known as, again, something else that I can't read, but apparently it reads as keening. But over time, Christian influences twisted the law, making them seem less like mournful spirits and more like ghostly harbingers of doom.
Right, okay.
So if anyone has listened to last month's bonus episode, I'm just going to say, good one, Christians. Again.
Yes, absolutely.
And a lesser-known fact for you, Jordan, about the Banshees. Some older myths even tended to portray them as guardians or protectors rather than feared omens. And in some rural parts of Ireland, Banshees were believed to watch over entire communities, alerting villagers to imminent tragedy, and some legends even suggest that the Banshee once had the ability to speak to the living and could give messages or guidance, although this apparently gradually faded through time. Now, Jordan, you're probably wondering, what about how these spooky screamers look? And this is where things get inconsistent. Some legends say they're stunning, beautiful women with flowing hair, draped in silver or white gowns, while others claim they're haggard old crones with wild eyes and ragged clothes.
Wow. I mean, maybe it depends at what point in their life you see them.
Yeah, maybe if you're getting the 25-year-old Banshee who's just started the patrol, they're going to be maybe a bit more well-kempt.
That's it.
You're going to die, buddy. Woo. And then, as they, thousands of years later, where they're sick of it, they just want to retire already. They're in the last year of the job. They're just like...
Voice is gone.
Yeah,
So maybe that's what it is.
Possibly. That's a good point. Didn't think of that. So as I mentioned before, Banshees were more commonly rumoured to stick with specific Irish families, particularly those with a surname starting with the O or Mac, and each family supposedly had its own personal ghostly death alarm clock that would wail when someone in the bloodline was about to kick the bucket. So let's focus on one of the most famous Banshee legends, the O'Brien Banshee.
Not heard of this, I don't think.
The O'Briens had their own wailing woman named Aivil, but again, it's in the Irish spelling, it is spelled Aibhill. I'm reading a V, but I'm seeing a B.
It's not unlike you.
Folklore will do that to you, Ian. Apparently, she appeared to the Irish High King Brian Borrow, which is who the surname O'Brien directly comes from, with the O prefix meaning descendants of. So O'Brien translates to descendant of Brian.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
Well, there you go. Yeah. And in Scottish, I believe Mac, like McDonald, for example, means son of.
What? I mean, as in MC or MAC?
I believe it is MC.
Okay.
Now you're questioning me, though.
Sorry.
I'm fucking thinking. I mean, I should probably know, coming from the Highlands of the Isles.
Well, you would think so.
And yet, vodka destroys brains, so.
It does.
Anyway. One night before the Battle of Clontarf in 1014, Avel showed up, gave him her spooky rendition of Walking on Sunshine, warning him of his impending doom. And spoiler alert, he died. Should have listened. So Jordan, what about combs?
What about them? Good for your hair?
Very good for your hair. You might be thinking, what are you talking about, Ian? Have you accidentally mixed your shopping list in with your notes? Next you'll be saying burgers and vodka are also linked to banshees. How do combs come into the equation? And to that I say, yes, Jordan, of course I accidentally mixed my shopping list in with my notes. But combs was not on it and is supposed to be there, because as it turns out, they are the banshee's trap.
Oh.
Tradition says that finding a banshee's comb on the ground isn't a good thing. It's a banshee's people bait, deliberately placed to lure in the curious. Pick it up and you might just get a face-to-face meeting with the wailing woman herself.
So does that mean if you ignore it and don't pick it up, you're okay?
Precisely, Jordan. You leave that shit alone.
Right.
The connection between banshees and combs is an old piece of Irish folklore. And you may be thinking, but Ian, you said they weren't evil. What the f***, bro? And yes, while they aren't considered evil, they do still have an eerie trickster-like presence in legend. Remember, the fairy side.
Okay.
So they don't actively harm people, but they do seem to have a way of drawing people into their world. And why combs? Well, there's a simple answer for that, Jordan. And I want to tell you right now. In Irish mythology, combs, especially silver or golden ones, were symbols of beauty, status, and vanity, and they were associated with the fairy folk who were known for their enchanting appearance and ability to lure humans into their realm. So, as was said, with banshees being connected to the Sidhe, the fairy folk of Ireland, they inherited the tactic of laying a simple yet alluring object, serving as a trap for the overly curious. Why? Jordan, you just keep relaxed, mate. I'll tell you.
Okay.
It could be a test of wisdom. In Irish folklore, there's a strong theme of not meddling with the supernatural, much like my take on things. Many myths warn against taking things that don't belong to you, especially if they seem out of place. So picking up a mysterious comb could signal that you're meddling with forces beyond your understanding, and you might get a banshee appear as a warning. It could be a link to the other world. Some versions of the legend suggest that picking up a banshee's comb could pull you into the spirit world or the realm of the city.
That does not sound good.
It does not at all. And it could also be, finally, a punishment for vanity. In some interpretations, the banshee's comb is a test of vanity and greed. Those who pick it up might be drawn to it out of a desire for beauty or wealth, making them easy prey for supernatural forces. And this echoes many Celtic myths where those who take enchanted objects suffer eerie consequences. So Jordan, what is the moral of the story? Well, mate, you just calm down. You sit back. You still relax, because I'm going to tell you.
Thank you.
If you ever find a comb laying mysteriously in the middle of the floor, especially in Ireland, you leave it the f*** alone.
Easy. I can do that.
Good.
I mean, I'm not sure that many people have such a desire to go, oh, look, a comb.
Well, mate, clearly you don't live a frugal life, because if I see a comb on the floor, I'm like, sweet, my hair's getting brushed tonight.
Yeah, no, but you don't know what lice-ridden hair that's been through.
That's fine, just give it a quick wash, put it in your mouth, just...
I really don't think you would do that, Ian, knowing you.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, you are, in fact, the last person that would pick up a comb from the floor.
Yeah, I'm more like the type of person to give that comb a 10-foot wide berth.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you'd want to kick it.
Yeah, it's like, no one touch the comb, or I'll have to wash your feet.
That's exactly it. Don't you think, though, that they would try and lure people with something better, like a tenner on the floor?
That's the thing. I don't think it's supposed to lure you. It's just a test.
Oh, right.
So they leave this item on the floor, which is associated with all these sort of things, like the beauty and the vanity. And should someone see it, you should probably err on the side of caution. Just think to yourself, I don't know where that's come from. I don't know what it is. It could be an enchanted object of some sort. I'm not going to touch it. But if someone were to be like, so enthralled by the thought of just having some sweet hair that day, they're like, I'm going to fucking steal that comb, then they're going to get punished for it.
Right, okay. Do you think if that happened and then this person obviously is going to die and then discards that, the next person that picks it up, does it also happen to them?
So I don't think it would actually kill them. I think it's just put down as a warning to err on the right side of things. Like, don't steal shit.
Oh, I see. Okay. But if they do steal it or pick it up, what happens to them then?
I think it's just a case of put it back where you got it from.
And then you're okay?
And then you will be released from the Banshee's icy gob.
Wow, okay. So there's a lot of power in this comb.
Tons of power, bro. It's a powerful comb. That's why so many people want it.
But shouldn't have it.
Here you go. You leave it alone.
Okay, done.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Me too.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to go put this comb I found on the floor back.
We know it's not you.
And now you've got all the backstory, Jordan. Let's get into a good old-fashioned Banshee encounter. The O'Neill family of County Kerry had a reputation. They had their very own Banshee. For generations, villagers swore that before any O'Neill died, an eerie wail would echo through the land. Most of the family brushed it off as creepy old legend, except for Bridget O'Neill, the family's elderly matriarch, who took it very seriously, even claiming she'd seen the Banshee once before when her mother died.
You'd marry someone else and take the name, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Imagine, though, she met the person of her dreams and the surname was O'Neill.
Or O'Brien.
Yeah. Or Mac.
Yeah, just fucking go to Australia. Marry a Irwin or something.
That just reminds me that when we were in France many years ago, some neighbours came over to the house and they were English neighbours that moved over there too for retirement.
Okay.
And they were a lovely couple, but the guy was called Irwin, and my father-in-law, after many, many drinks, when he was replying to Irwin's... So, ask me a question. Go on.
So when did you move to France?
Well, Huey... And he doesn't know anyone called Huey. And this guy, Irwin, was just polite enough not to ever correct him. And ever since then, I wrote in my notes app, LOL, 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 Huey. And that is now dated for the moment that it happened.
You know, I'm sure your father-in-law is just one giant troll. And his whole shtick is just calling people by the wrong name.
Maybe. See, he doesn't do it to his wife, though.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, anyway.
Mental.
Sorry.
No, thank you for that. So, Bridget O'Neill.
Huey.
So, in 1909, Bridget found herself alone in one of the family farmhouses while everyone else was out running errands. It was winter, and a thick fog had settled over the hills, muffling all sound. In the days leading up to that night, strange things had been happening. Windows rattling on a windless night, distant wails heard from the forest, but Bridget kept her mouth shut. But that evening, the silence became too silent. No wind, no distant farm noises, just the eerie stillness. Then, at the stroke of midnight, it came. A wail, a soul-piercing, bone-chilling cry that carried across the valley. At first, she thought it was just a wild animal, but as it grew louder, closer, and undeniably human, she knew better. So lantern in hand, and against all logic, she stepped outside. The fog was... I've discovered my problem, you know. I'm reading ahead, and I'm putting the first letter of the next word at the beginning of the word I'm reading currently. That's what I'm doing. That's my problem.
Ah, you're an idiot.
Yes, precisely. So, the fog was thick and swirling, and then she saw her. A woman in flowing grey garments, her hair wild and unkempt, her face barely visible, twisted in sorrow. It was the Banshee. It locked eyes with Bridget just for a moment and let out another harrowing, mournful wail that cut through Bridget like ice. And then, just like that, she was gone. When the family returned the next morning, they found Bridget pale and shaken. She barely spoke and only whispered about the Banshee she'd seen. Most of them dismissed it as imagination until the next day when her eldest son Michael returned from the trip. Within hours, he fell ill. A fever took hold of him that no doctor could explain. And for 3 days, he burned up, deliriously muttering in his bed. And then he was gone.
God.
Bridget, heartbroken, was convinced that the Banshee's cry had foretold his death. The story spread, and neighbours whispered that they too had heard wails in the nights before Michael's return. For years after, any strange cry in the night sent shivers through the O'Neill family. They believed the Banshee would always be with them, watching and waiting, and even on her deathbed, Bridget claimed she could hear her, faint, distant, but there. And who knows, maybe even now, some distant O'Neill is out there, hearing a soft, sorrowful wail in the night, wondering who's next.
Them.
Them, probably that guy, yeah. Well, I mean, if they're hearing it, it's probably going to be them then. But anyway, Jordan, that is the end of Banshees, and thank God, because it took me nearly an hour to get through. But I just want to know, what do you think?
Interesting, but I think there's one definite way that you could overcome this.
Oh, yeah?
And that is to be deaf.
Chop your ears off. Got it.
If you don't hear it, pointless, isn't it?
I guess, the death will still happen. You'll just not get the forewarning of it.
Yeah, no, but then they'll just be doing it for nothing.
And that's your aim, is it? Just to make sure that they're putting in the work but getting none of the benefit from it.
Yeah, they'll soon get bored.
Yeah, but you'll still die. If you're going to get hit by a car tomorrow and that's going to happen, does it matter whether I call you and tell you if it's going to happen or not?
Just kind of makes it pointless for you, doesn't it? If that happened to every single person that you did that to, you'd soon be like, oh, what's the point?
Mate.
Gonna go get a burger.
I'd always do that before any call. But, it's my ghostly duty to do that. That's my job.
I suppose, but you would get bored when you have nobody that is actually noticing that from you.
Man, that's my life. I do a lot of shit that no one notices.
Well, true. All right, point proven.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, what a weird thing. That was very interesting, thank you.
I learnt a lot along the way. Mostly that I can't read.
Well, it just more cemented the idea, really,
yeah,
didn't it?
I knew that anyway, but today has really, really been an eye-opener.
Yeah, but not a mouth opener.
Oh, God, no. I don't want to kill myself over it, I want to scream myself into a grave. Maybe one day. Anyway, Jordan, so your go. It's your go. Go, bro.
All right, Ian. So, overheard in Waitrose. And I have to preface this, of course. This is by no means any dig at Waitrose themselves or anyone that shops there. But I must say that the post on the Facebook group, Overheard in Waitrose, absolutely cements the stereotype.
Oh, right.
And I'm all for it.
I totally thought you were going to go the opposite way.
Oh, no. I mean, I must admit, there are a couple towards the end that really don't. But most of these absolutely do.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm settled in. I am sat back. My phone is down. My eyes are closed. Hit me.
Okay. Started off, we have something overheard in Waitrose in Whitney, where a young teenage girl turns to her mother and says, "Look, mother, these are the crisps I get at riding."
Oh, like horse riding.
Yeah. And obviously, it's not too dissimilar when I'm at my local Aldi and I overhear, "Hey, mate, check if that white light is on offer, will you, pal?" I mean, it's one in the same, to be honest.
You do not sully the name of White Lightning, my friend. When vodka is just a little bit too expensive, you gotta work with what you got, okay? I've got £2.50 in my pocket. I can get 8 litres of like 30% cider. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, I'm just making a comparison. And speaking of Aldi, this next one is more what I'd expect to hear from there. But alas, it was overheard in Waitrose, Exeter, at the recycling bay in the car park, no less.
Oh.
The post says, "Two Waitrogarians."
What?
That's the name they've just given these people from Waitrose.
Makes sense, yeah.
Is the exchange as follows. Him clanking bottles. "Bloody hell!" Her sat in the large, shiny new car, engine running, window down. "What is it now, darling?" "These bloody big bottles won't go in the bloody hole. It's full." "Well, give it a good push, darling. I've got to get to golf." "Bloody hell. Done. Right, next time you do it, you bloody drink most of it."
Oh, God. Drink shaming. Can these people not put them in their own recycle bin?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if it's still a thing, but wasn't there an element where you could return certain bottles to supermarkets for, I don't know, a coupon or something that you can reclaim?
I know, like, the old, I think it was like a litre bottle of, Iron Brew and stuff like that. Like, the glass bottles, you could return them bottles and get, 20p back.
So maybe it was something like that. Possibly. I mean, it's not something I've ever done. I just stick it on a landfill.
In my house, we put our bottles in the recycle bin. We have to eat the cardboard and the plastic, all the other recyclable stuff because there's no room for it. But that just saves us on food costs.
Absolutely.
More money for vodka. Then I don't have to go to the White Lightning, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
It works out nicely.
Add a little bit of cheese in between.
Precisely.
Sorry, got yourself a sandwich.
Cardboard lasagna.
There you go. Once you bake it, it softens up.
Exactly, yeah.
Lovely.
It's just like the pastas. Perfect.
How about another car park scene where they overhear a couple grabbing bags from the boot? Wife says to her husband, "Oh no, not the home bargains bag, please. We are in Waitrose. Take the Waitrose bag."
Oh, God.
"But darling, who cares? It's a shopping bag." "Have some dignity."
Janice.
And then at that point, the poster says, "I had to check my own bag and myself if it was Waitrose worthy."
Yeah, you definitely, if you're going into a shop, you have to fight the power. Use another shop's bag. That's what you do.
Make your own stand.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know if I ever told you this, but my wife definitely would if it wasn't me.
Oh, Lord.
We were out shopping together, and you know how you can buy the bags for life?
Yeah.
The idea being that once it gets damaged, you can get a free replacement.
Yeah.
Hence, bag for life. So I took my bag to Morrison's and went to the nearest colleague at the checkouts and said, "Sorry, it's a little bit frayed here. Could I get a new bag, please?" And she looked at it and she said, "No, I'm sorry, that's from Lidl."
Oh, right.
I'd gone to the wrong shop.
So you walked out with your tail between your legs
And a frayed bag.
and a frayed bag and a bottle of vodka.
White lightning. Overheard in Waitrose, Salisbury, a young boy standing next to the individual cakes and pastries and says, "In which one would you like to indulge, mother?"
Oh, wow. Quite the sentence.
It is. I mean, he was 2 years old. But I just feel like that absolutely cements what we think about Waitrose.
To be honest, I've never even been to a Waitrose, so I think nothing.
Me neither.
Oh, have you not? You're just a classist.
I've definitely never stepped foot in a Waitrose. I'd probably go up in smoke.
Do we even have one?
No.
Do we not? Well, that'll probably be why then.
Like, not those wrong'uns.
Yeah, stay far away from that town.
Or how about someone says they heard the most excellent child's name heard in Waitrose to date?
Oh, God.
The person shouted by presumably their older sister at a primary school age to the boy, "Ptolemy! Ptolemy! Over there on the left where the pastries are."
Ptolemy.
Yep. I've never heard of that name in my life. Another one says, "I'm ashamed to admit that I overheard myself in the South End branch of Waitrose asking my husband, 'Darling, do we have any pomegranate molasses in the French house?'"
Quite the sentence.
Absolutely. How the other half live, you might say.
What is a pomegranate molasses?
Well, like you can get molasses as like a sugary syrup. Well, it's just pomegranate flavoured.
Right. To be honest, I never knew what molasses was. I actually looked it up recently.
And you still don't know?
Yeah, and I forgot. It obviously made no impact on my psyche, but now I remember again. Thank you. I'll probably forget in another week.
But to make reference to that person, they shouldn't feel bad about that because obviously any of us would have been embarrassed under those circumstances. I mean, imagine, like not knowing how much pomegranate molasses you had in your holiday home.
I know, God.
Idiot.
Get a grip, bro.
Bed. How about overheard in the car park? The mother and approximately 5-year-old daughter, not word for word, but the daughter's response was accurate.
Okay.
And the mother says, "If we're quick, we can get that trolley before someone else gets it." The child replies, "It's okay, mummy. Posh people don't run." Or how about, "How are you going to pay for the weekend in Stockholm, a week in Santorini, and a flight to Australia when you've just bought a flat? Daddy sold a property to buy me the flat, so I'm okay for about 6 months, I think."
Oh, God.
How the other half live, Ian?
See, you're saying that, right? But sure, their transactions are of bigger worth. But, they're saying the same thing as me. It's like, yeah, I've just paid off this bill, so that's probably going to cover me for another 6 months. But, you're still going to be fucked after that, maybe.
Absolutely.
Unless something else comes along.
Difference is, though, they've got a property that they can sell for probably a lot of money.
Yeah, but that property they probably live in, so you're not just going to want to sell it, are you?
No, absolutely.
It's like me, having my drum kit. It's like, well, I play drums daily. I do drums for other people, but if I get into debt, it's fine. I'll just sell that. It's like, well, I kind of actually want to keep that, so...
I totally get you. Difference is, though, is that while they're flying to Stockholm and Santorini in Australia,
I'm sat wanking in my pit.
you're driving your car to work.
Oh.
And that.
Yeah, that too.
Penultimate one. Not exactly overheard, but amusing. And this is where I said that it's maybe lesser of the traditional Waitrose thing you'd expect to hear.
Okay.
Today I purchased a meal deal. I had selected a nice, refreshing sounding drink, a change from my usual. At the self-service checkout, a message popped up. I needed a partner to check that I was over 18. How puzzling. It's just a meal deal. I was advised by the partner that it's the drink. I asked if it contained alcohol, and they said, no, it's got weed in it. Huh? Weed? She replied. Apparently, it has cannabis oil in it. So there you go, something I never thought I'd be buying in Waitrose. Peace and love, far out.
Oh, and what drink is this?
I have no idea. They don't actually mention the drink, but apparently it's a drink that contains cannabis oil.
I'm going to look this up right now.
Nice. Please do. You're going to bulk buy?
Depends. You said there's no alcohol in it, so what's the point, really?
Oh, you could add your own bit of vodka.
Fucking good point, mate. Am I going to get put on a list for looking this up?
Probably. There are worse things you could look up.
It's a CBD drink.
I guess so.
It's called Trip.
Oh, okay. Double P or 1P?
Singular P, Jordan.
Oh, is it because it sends you on one?
Well, apparently.
I imagine if it's just the oil, it won't actually get you high.
No. Oh, I've just looked up the Waitrose version. Apparently it's called Good Ray's CBD Mixing Pack Sparkling Drink.
I mean, the name kind of gives it away.
It does. So it's a long one. There's an orange and grapefruit one, and an elderflower mint one. Ooh.
Oh, lovely.
Passion fruit and pomelo.
Oh, I love pomelo.
Again, there's another thing that I just don't know what the f*** it is.
Oh, it's delicious. Best way I can describe it is it's like a sweeter grapefruit.
Can we order some of this and drink it?
Yeah.
Together and just be like, dude.
Yes. I mean, again, I don't think we'll feel any effects at all. It's not like a space cake.
It's supposed to be calming.
I mean, you know me, I'm full of rage, so it'll help me.
Precisely.
Zen me out a bit.
I often think about that segment that you did on things that annoy you and anger you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to make a list of my own version so that I can give you my views. And I found it's all driving related.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Cannot wait to hear that finished list.
It'll probably. I've got 3 on there so far.
Okay. You're a pretty laid back guy, so I mean,
yeah.
that's probably your limit, really.
Probably, yeah. I'm pretty chilled. It's cool.
Once you have a little bit of that trip, you'll be like, oh, actually, it's all right.
Who fucking needs it, mate?
Back to zero.
I'm so relaxed.
Anyway, finally, I'll leave you with this one. Overheard yesterday at Waitrose in Ringwood. Elderly mother to her daughter. I need some cottage cheese for Terry for his ear.
What? I know something we don't.
The daughter replies, how long does he have to have the strapping on for? Huh? 3 weeks. The mother says, then we'll see what the vet thinks about it. So apparently it's cottage cheese for an ear infection. Which I didn't know is a thing. Probably isn't.
I thought Terry was a person.
So did I at first. Turns out it's the family dog.
Who names a dog Terry?
I don't know. I heard Bruce the other day for a dog.
I think that's a fairly common one, though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce the dog. It's like one of those butch names that it gives, like, the fucking, British bulldogs with a...
It was given to the little Chihuahua handbag dog. I should actually do a segment on the most unusual dog names.
Oh, please do.
I will do that for you.
Anyone at home, if you want to hear that, let us know. Let's pressure Jordan into giving us content.
Okay. I'm scared. So there you have it. That is Overheard in Waitrose, the Facebook group. So if you fancy having a little gander, there are many more on there.
Is this like sort of a little bit of a series that you started now? Because you did a segment on the Overheard in town once, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, and I included my own.
You did, yeah. Have you got any of your own to add to this?
Oh, I've never been in Waitrose.
Overheard in Tesco? Overheard in Sainsbury's? Anything?
No.
I'll let you off then. So, Jordan, this is becoming the new norm, right? But we're running a little long. So, should we call it? Should we call it quits? I mean, not for good, just for today.
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
It's a glorious day, and I'm going to sit outside.
I'm going to go and wait for a delivery because my wife's Mother's Day present is coming today.
Mother's Day was a few days ago.
I tell you what, before we call it quits, do you want to hear the story?
Go on. What have you f***ed up now?
My own life. So My wife has been on TikTok occasionally scrolling through, and she's seen these things, which is cakes in a tub.
Cakes in a tub?
So imagine, like, you know, like a big sports bottle drink.
Oh,
something
yes,
like that.
I've seen them, and they're like, everything is layered up ready.
Yes, yeah, precisely. And she was like looking at them, she's like, these look really good, but they cost like £18 for 3. She's like, I can't justify spending that much on cake. So she never bought any. So I bought her some for Mother's Day, and I went on the website like a week in advance, and it said, if you want next day delivery, order before 3 p.m.
Right.
So I thought, right, I work weekends, so I'll order it on Thursday, so it comes on the Friday so that I can hide it and get it ready for her for the Sunday. Perfect. But then I had some extra money on the Wednesday, and I thought, I'll get it ordered now. So I went on the website, and it said, pick a delivery date below. So I was like, oh, nice one, I can choose a day, so I'll pick Friday anyway. Clicked on the day. The only available day was today, so it's Tuesday now, so it's 3 days after Mother's Day. So I was just like, well, I'm going to have to fucking do that then, and I. So then my poor wife woke up on Mother's Day.
You'd fucked off to work.
I'd fucked off to work for 8 a.m. She was woken up by my alarms, you know, at 7 a.m. So she woke up, was dragged out of bed by our children. I went to work for 11 hours. My children run her ragged all day. You know, they're too young to really sort of consider the fact of Mother's Day, you know, which is fair enough.
Of course.
But, you know, she was just like, okay, right, it's Mother's Day. I'll just do 15 loads of washing, mop every floor, hoover everything, wipe this, do the dishes, cook the tea, get climbed all over, get screamed at, tantrumed at, and then my husband will come home and be like,
do the same.
So, so she didn't have the best Mother's Day.
And then she didn't even get a gift.
Well, I mean, I got her something. I still got her something just to sort of say, like, you know, Happy Mother's Day, here's something for you to open today.
It's a pack of toothpicks.
It's a knuckle sandwich. But I'm hoping that when she sees this, right, this is a prime example of me going, mate, she's going to flip a lid. She's going to be like, oh my God, this is what I've wanted for so long. Thanks. And she's probably going to open it and go, oh, yeah, I didn't really want that.
She's going to go like, you paid 18 quid for 3. You're a knobhead.
You fucking idiot. She's like, hang on a minute, don't you owe me money? So, yeah, it's going to be a massive disappointment for me.
That is hilarious as well, because it's not like she's getting baked, the cakes. She has to bake them as well.
No, they're already baked.
Oh, sorry, I see. I thought it was like raw ingredients kind of ready to bake.
No, you just you stick a spoon in and fucking funnel it out, pal.
Nice. What will happen is, when they arrive, they'll be like out of date.
Yeah, probably. That's something that would be my luck, yeah, absolutely. Don't laugh, because it's going to happen.
You'll get like botulism or something.
The fucking intro question to this was about a half-baked cake poisoning. Fuck.
Oh, it's all come full circle. Lovely.
Right, on that sickening premonition, shall we just call it for today, Jordan?
Yes, let's do it.
Smash him! Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Tell your friend that if they're going to buy a gift, to actually look at the delivery details in greater detail so that they don't fuck up anything when it comes to getting a package for a loved one. And if they don't quite understand what you're talking about, just direct them to Two Guys What's Up, because I am a lesson for anyone, if ever one was needed.
You are. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to finally teach me how to read? Click the link.
Please, please, please. Want to wail like a banshee? Click the link.
And when you click that link, it will blast you off to Patreon, the home of all your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, and t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and whaley voices, well then now you can get more of each, because there are 21 bonus episodes just sat up there right now that come out on the last Friday of every single month, and you can just go and have a little listen to that, all for £3. So that is 70 pence per bonus episode currently.
Good maths.
Thank you.
Quick maths. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, then head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you'd still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best, freest, and most fantastical way that you could do that for us, and we would be forever grateful.
Yeah.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye. Anyway, one night before the Battle of Clontarf in 1014, Abel showed up, gave her spooky rendition of Walking on Sunshine. Fuck's sake, man, it's doing it.
Walking on sunshine.
Gave him her rendition, gave him her... Blah. Right, calm down. Getting ahead of yourself.
Okay.
No, me. Talk to myself.
Oh, okay.
Gave him her spooky rendition of Walking on Sunshine, warning him of his impending doom. And spoiler alert, he died. Should have listened.
Probably stop listening after all the attempts.
When I edit it together, mate, it'll sound flawless. Don't you worry.
I'm sure.
Don't you worry. I am a professional, you know, and I can keep my tone the same throughout many different takes.
You can.
I'm very used to it. I'm very used to it by now. Right, so I'm just going to take a moment, right? I'm just going to put my phone down for a second. I'm just going to recoup. I'm going to center myself.
Do some lip trills.
I'm good, thanks. That's not going to help the brain.
I promise you, it absolutely helps with the articulation and getting your words out properly.
Vodka?
No, that really doesn't.
More vodka?
Those Friday night traditions don't help.
At 10 a.m?
No,
Sure.
that's not what I said.
I'll have another shot.
You twisted my words.
Sorry, lip trills.
Wrong set of lips.
Wrong set of anatomy, pal. Oh, shit. Jordan, a horse has just entered your recording studio.
Nah.
Right, I'm back.
Cool.